Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome to Poetry and Perspective with Placide. I have missed you guys. Have you guys missed me? Guys, listen, I cannot say enough how important you guys are to me. I cannot say enough, you know, the exhilarating feeling that I feel when I have to come before the camera to speak to you guys. I cannot even say it. But, guys, listen, tonight I want to apologize for the lateness. Usually sometimes I am late, 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, but tonight it was really I was having some real technical difficulties with my lighting and everything. For whatever reason, my lighting was not. It was really not working with me, and so I really had to figure out what was going on. But I am here, and I am here to chat with you guys now. Listen, I do not want this to be just me. I want this to be interactive. I want to be able to speak to you guys and you guys give me your feedback on everything that is going on what you think of what we're about to talk about. I think this is a very touchy subject and I think a lot of people are going through so much. Let me take out my glasses. A lot of people are going through so much and this life has us so off base, off balance that we don't know left to right, right to left, and a lot of people decide to go the wrong way and to do the unthinkable. So I think tonight, I do not have a guest tonight because I chose not to have a guest tonight. Life has been crazy, and I am just trying to get my bearings back on track. But it is always a pleasure to be here with you guys, with my audience, and to chat, to talk about the issues that really affect us as human beings, as people. And let me make sure that my viewers can see me. Okay, absolutely. All right. And so tonight, the topic I really want to discuss tonight is about suicide and suicide prevention. As you know, guys, um, as you know, um, there are a lot of people who are facing tumultuous times. There are people who life is so difficult and so difficult for them that they feel that the only way out is to end it all. And the reason why I am here is because I have been in this situation before where I felt that there was nothing, I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't care about life. I was going through my mental turmoil and I just wanted to literally die. I really wanted to. And so I didn't even think about my children because the grief that I was feeling, the loss, the mental breakdown, it was just so tough for me. And I wanted to give up. But like I had a lot of people say, God had other plans for me. He had other plans for me. And so I know, and at that point I felt very invaluable. I felt like I was not. God was not seeing me. I was not valuable to him or to anybody. I felt like that he had abandoned me, and I literally wanted to just die. And so for years I had been suicidal. For years I had really been suicidal. I I had tried to suppress it so many times. I tried to suppress it so many times, but I tried a few couple of times and almost ended my own life. But today we're here to discuss the topic about suicide. First, um, this month is Suicide Prevention Month. Let me make sure if I'm saying, yeah, this month of October, sorry, of September is Suicide Prevention Month. And it is important that we give air to this topic, give a platform to this topic, because so many people are just riddled with um, the grief of either losing someone who has died by suicide. There are millions of people who go through that. And so I want to take this opportunity to just say a heartfelt my heart goes out to these people who have lost someone due to them taking their own life. It is never easy. It is never easy, and it is something that affects the entire family as a whole, affects the people closest to that person. And sometimes we may ask ourselves, what is suicide? Okay, what is suicide, and what will drive someone to commit suicide? And a lot of people have different perceptions about what suicide is, and we try to make sense out of it, what it really is, and why would somebody knowingly decide to take their life. Okay, so let us go. Let me just address what suicide is. Suicide means ending your own life, which means you have given up, you don't want to live anymore, so you take drastic measures and it to take your own life. And it is a way that a lot of people escape their pain, the suffering. They use that to as a way to escape their pain and suffering, and so they just don't want to live anymore. So they say, this is my only way out. So they take their own lives. Okay, and this is one of the saddest things that people could do, um, is to take their own lives, because our lives are precious. Our lives are so precious, 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 precious. We are gifts from God, no matter who we are. Although a lot of people turn to doing what is wrong, but when God, we are gifts from God to our parents. Okay, every life is precious. God views our lives as being precious, and it is sad when somebody else takes their life. And I could tell you guys, I'm not here just sitting here trying to just minimize things. I'm here to tell you the honest truth. I was one of these people. I was one of these people who didn't find value in herself, value in who she was. I was one of those people who people made me feel bad about who I was. And I felt like nothing. I felt like nothing was going right for me. Single mother, two children, not working, trying to make ends meet. Like somebody told me, I was living hand to mouth, for years. And I didn't see no value in my life. And even when I found people who loved me, I still didn't see Cindy as somebody who was worthy of that. And when I finally, um, I had been through a lot of abuse. I was facing a lot of emotional trauma, and it was a lot. And so throughout the years, I just felt like I was absolutely nothing. Can you believe, Facebook user, good night to you? Could you believe feeling like you you are worth absolutely nothing? That's how I felt. I felt like I was a nobody. I was worth absolutely nothing. And so I decided a couple of times to try to take my own life. And I don't know if anybody saw my read my article in the Loop magazine, Loop St. Lucia magazine. I did mention that I tried to take my life, and I was at my lowest points. I did not like Cindy. I did not like what I look like. I didn't like that people were making fun of me. I didn't like that I didn't have the things that I needed far as my wants. I did not like that. I did not appreciate who I was because people looked down on me, people abused me and made me feel I'm gonna be honest and tell you that I felt like the scum of the earth. I knew who I was as a person. I knew how beautiful and how true my heart was towards people. And sometimes I did not feel like I deserved anything. I just felt like I was worthless. And nobody even saw who I was. And so for many years, I lived with the pain of my trauma or my rape, my molestations, my abuse, my physical abuse, my domestic abuse. I lived with a lot. And I often ask myself, why didn't anybody see me? They don't see the beautiful person that I am. And you may ask yourself, excuse me, what, based on what I've told you, what would bring somebody to think about taking their own life? What would what would bring somebody to even think about taking their own life, you know? And there are many different factors that can lead somebody to think about taking their own life, you know. Many common signs of that would be form of mental illness, things people have gone through, you know. And people can be feeling like, you know, they're not happy, they're not um, they feel hopeless, they feel sad, they feel that they cannot cope with life anxieties, uh, and then they feel stress, and they feel that they cannot make ends meet. I remember I was listening to something on the television, and it was this woman said that this man was healthy, he had everything going for him, and he just everybody thought that, oh, he got everything, people even envied him. And he was making good money, he had a good job, he had good education, he had a wife and a family. And but he was dying inside because he could not, he was a man. And you know, people have that perception that men are not supposed to voice how they feel. You know, they're supposed to suck up everything. And so he he could not express how he felt, how what he was going through. And he felt that the only way to deal with this was to end his life. And I've heard so many different stories about that. I've heard so many different stories how people just feel that they cannot do it anymore. They cannot do it anymore. And you may say, but this is selfish. Some people do it for selfish reasons, but other people, for me, it was, I felt it was a little bit selfish on my part as well. But for me, the mental stress, the mental trauma, I just, I had breakdowns, mental breakdowns after mental breakdowns. I just could not cope with things anymore. I tried over the years so many times to try to just find a solution to my problems. I tried to find help, and that wasn't helping. And so there are so many of us. And I know there are many people out there who are living in silence. Some people who are going through domestic violence, abuses. They just feel like, who am I going to speak to? Who am I going to say this to? The shame, they take their life. And many people keep it a secret. Many people feel, okay, I cannot tell anybody. What will they think of me? Are they going to judge me for what I'm about to say? You know, for my feelings. A lot of people go through these things. And there are warning signs that can help people. You may often see it, and sometimes you don't. Now, some of these other ways that you can tell that somebody is really suicidal is the person talks about wanting to kill themselves all the time. The person uses more, uses drugs and alcohol like it means nothing. They don't care about life. You know, the person say they have no reason for them to live. They seem worried about things. They're scared. They start, like I said, they start they start being scarce. They just withdrawn from other people, and they feel like there is no way out of the situation. And that's one of the things that I used to feel like, there's no way out of my situation. Cindy, what do you do? This is happening to you, that is happening to you. You have every avenue that people have given you to try to find help, you can't. Every avenue to try to get out of the situation, to make things better, you can't. And even as you try, things are coming up. It's just like almost every door you open is shut. So what do you do? How do you deal with this on a continuous basis for years? You cannot see the hope for the future. You don't see it. People are withdrawn, they don't want to spend time with other people. They feel like, oh well, if they just want to keep to themselves. And then one of the things that people don't even know about suicidal, when people are suicidal, is because they don't have control over the anger. It's just like they just bust out. They don't care. They get angry really quickly, and they just I've seen many times, I've been through that. They take risks, they don't care. They do dangerous things. And a lot of the times, people who are going through this and have these thoughts, they have mood swings, their mood changes. You can see somebody who was, uh, good night, Trevor. Good night, Jacob. How are you? You can see someone who was just a lively and bubbly person, someone who had a zest for life. All of a sudden, that person became a shell of a person, and they didn't want to interact with other people. They don't want to talk to other people. They alone. They keep to themselves. So at this point, I'm going to say hello to my viewers. So Robert Jean Pierre. Good night, Cathy Love. Good night, Trevor, Jacob. And yeah, these are the people that have so far watching. So thank you all for being on Poetry and Perspective with Placid. I have missed you guys so much. I have missed being here. But sometimes you have to take a little time off to look after yourself and to take care of you. Okay. So I was doing that. Of course, I was sick with COVID as well. So that, compounded the situation. So I'm going to ask you, viewers, before I give you the answers, before I give you just suggestions, I'm not going to give you answers. What would you do? What would you do if someone told you that they had suicidal thoughts, that they were thinking of ending their life? They were thinking that I have no way out. How would you respond? How would you deal with the situation? How would you help that person to understand what their life really means? And I'm looking for you guys to give me a few pointers and to tell me what you think. Oh my gosh, the ants are walking on. Sorry. So I would like you to write in the comments, what you would you tell someone who tells you, man, I just want to end it all, man. I can't get over these problems. I have tried so many times. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do anymore. What would you tell someone? What would you tell someone who is really suicidal and tells you they want to end their life? And I'm giving you guys a few minutes for you to just give me your responses on here, because I want this to be interactive. Why? Because I don't feel I should be sitting there and talking, because I know there are so many people who have had so many experiences. And if you don't want to tell me, if you don't have an answer, just tell me of an experience of, do you know somebody who has gone through this? How do you think you can help that person? You know, it's guys, it's a lot. Suicide is real. Mental health, mental illness is real. And sometimes we we minimize it. We think, Gaza, or the men will say, Gaza, you a man, take this. Or the woman, what would I say to a woman who say, it's gonna be okay? But is it really going to be okay when somebody it's already in here that I cannot take it anymore? I cannot do this anymore. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's selfish? Do you think that everybody can get out of the situation? Everybody can find ways to cope with the situation? I can tell you this. There are people who are stronger than others. There are people who just cannot handle stress, who cannot handle somebody, who cannot handle certain situations. Some people are not built for certain things. And some people they just don't want to try to do certain things. They'd rather give up than try to find a positive way out. Let me tell you this what I found about suicide. I told you some of the signs. And I'm telling you, what can you do if somebody says, I want to just die, I want to take my life? When somebody tells you that, I can tell you this much. You need to take it seriously. When somebody said, I just want to end it all, take them seriously. Don't just brush it off and say, ah, nah, they're going to be all right. Don't just brush it off. Because taking action will be the best choice you have in helping saving that person's life. Don't think, oh, I'm going to make it worse by telling or saying something. No. Taking action. I'm going to say it again. Taking action will be the best choice you have in saving that person's life. Okay. You can start by asking the person some questions. Okay. You know, why do you feel that way? Okay. Why are you having those feelings of suicidal thoughts? Why do you think this is what what is causing you know you to do that? And you will be, when you ask those questions, you don't just come and just be judgmental. No, that's the wrong thing, the wrong way, the wrong time. You ask lovingly. You can be there, ask direct questions like, be sensitive to their feelings, because at this point they are in mental turmoil. So you be sensitive to people's feelings and ask, okay, so how are you coping with what's happening in your life? Do you feel like giving up? Why do you feel like giving up? Are you thinking about dying? Are you thinking about hurting yourself? These are some of the questions you need to ask, okay? Have you ever tried suicide before? Have you ever thought about it before then? Have you ever, are you thinking of hurting someone? Have you thought about it? How often have you thought about hurting yourself? And one of the things you will have to seriously consider asking that person, no matter how hard it is, do you have weapons in the house? And do you have weapons in the house that will lead you to harm yourself? Yeah, guys, I can sit here and talk all day about this, but we need to engage with the people that we love. We need to engage with the people who are strong enough to approach us and say, hey, my mind is not in the right place today, and I think I want to hurt myself. It's okay. It's okay to ask this person questions after this person told you that you need to take action. We need to take action. You need to give that person a chance to talk about the feelings, because that may reduce the risk of them acting on the feelings. I know for me, it took. I remember the last time I was so disoriented. Sorry, I was so disoriented. I was so besides myself with hurt and pain and just bent on doing this that I thought of, okay, maybe one day when I'm crossing the street, because I live on a busy street, when I'm crossing the street, just when the light turns red for the cars to go, just walk across. That's how I felt. Just walk across, Cindy. As soon as the lights come, I was just so, I felt so like disconnected. disconnected from everyone and everything. I've thought about other drastic measures to end my life. And one of the things I try to do, I try to cut my risks. I try to drink hydrocodone. I try to drink, believe it or not, Gramaxone. I was back home. And there are other things too graphic for me to talk about. Someday I will talk about it. Maybe next year when Tuesday comes along. But there are so many things. And I can tell you, I am so thankful that I was able to speak up and tell somebody how I was feeling. I had the courage to speak up because I didn't feel it was time. And and like I said, look for the warning signs. If you have someone who is thinking of suicide, look for the warning signs. It is important. Lucita Jean Pierre, hello, sweetheart. How are you doing tonight? It is a pleasure to have you here. I'm doing well, sweetheart. I'm doing well. I am speaking about a topic that is dear to my heart, and I'm doing well, better than I was. So, like I was saying, talking about suicide is important. When somebody says, I am going to kill myself, I wish I was dead, I wish I wasn't born, try to get the sense of what they're saying. Don't just sit back and just take it and just brush it off, you know? And sometimes when people tell you they want to commit suicide, these thoughts didn't just pop up. They didn't just pop up right there and then. They have been thinking about it because of the way they feel. Like I said in the beginning, that feeling of worthlessness, that you have nothing to live for. These people are withdrawn. You feel withdrawn. Okay? People feel sad all the time. They talk about death. I was afraid of dying, but I tried to commit suicide. I don't believe that. I was afraid of dying. I was afraid of dying, but I tried to take my own life. You know, I was feeling trapped within myself. Have you ever felt like that? Feeling trapped. And so I was drinking a lot of alcohol. Like I became alcoholic. I'm getting a little bit emotional because I think of where I was now and where I could have been, which was 6 feet under. But I am thankful that I'm alive. Rupi Thompson, good night, sweetheart. How are you? Rupi said, good night, Empress Cindy Placid, and good night to all. Okay, good evening to all. Thank you, my darling. Yeah, I was getting a bit emotional. I had to read thank you, Lucita. I had to read the comments. I want to ask you viewers a question for those of you who are listening. What do you think you should do if somebody tells you? Just one or two comments. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be long. If somebody you love says, I want to commit suicide, what would be your first and initial reaction to that? What would be your first and initial reaction? I have given the warning signs, but what would you do? What would you say to that? What would you do right away? Like right away, because I am telling you guys, this is not something based on my own personal experiences. This is not something that we need to just tardy on. It is not a top. It is not a situation that we need to sleep over. I remember the last time I tried to do this, my son was there. And when I put the pills in my mouth, the handful of the vial full of hydrocodone in my mouth, and I laid down and I was ready to swallow. My little boy with autism, he burst out laughing, like that happy go lucky laugh. And I opened my eyes and I said, "What are you doing?" And I spit this thing out. And I had to call a friend and told him how I was feeling. And he, for 3 long hours, we talked on the phone, trying to talk me out of this because he saw how determined that I was. He 3 long hours we stayed on the phone. I said every emotion, I said everything, and he said everything that he could to get me out of that mindset. It's not easy when you feel worthless. It's not easy when you feel like you have nothing else to live for. It is so debilitating when you feel like you can't go on, like nobody loves you, nobody wants you, people look down on you. When you try everything that you can to make life right and things keep taking the wrong turn, it is not easy. It is not easy. And I'm telling you guys, good night, Jennifer. I'm telling you guys, tears are running down my eyes. Oh my, I'm messing up my makeup, but it's okay. It is not easy. And I have been there too often, too many times. And that's why these topics are so very, very dear to my heart. Lucita said, very sad. A young guy from Swaziland hanged himself last night. Saddens my heart. It is sad. It is sad. And sometimes people will say stuff like, I don't feel sorry for that person because the person should have done that. But did you see the signs and did you try to help? And I thank my friend for spending those 3 hours on the telephone with me, begging me and pleading with me. And I'm gonna call his name Prince. I'm not gonna put this last name, but Prince. Thank you so much for being my friend, for staying on the telephone, even though you had to go to work, even if you were at work and you had to, you made it a duty to be there for me in my time of need. You made me see how valuable I am. You made me see how much my children needed me and how much I could, how important I am to so many other people. And so when somebody expresses those feelings to you, don't brush it aside. Don't just say, oh, they're going to be okay. They're just talking. That is never the case. Because, like I said, those feelings don't just pop up. So, right away, when somebody tells you that, or if they have tried it, do not leave that person alone. That will be the worst mistake you could make. Do not leave that person alone. You stay with that person. You make sure that there's nothing there that they can use to harm themselves. You try to talk them out of it. And if you see there's nothing else that you can do, you call for help right away. You call for help. Good night, sis. How are you? Is Alces? Thank you so much. Yeah, great topic. Yeah, we seem to be losing a few of our men to that. We really are Alces. And it is very, very sad because a lot of people don't understand how difficult it is for, especially, for men who are supposed to. And I'm so empathetic to their situation because men are supposed to be Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry, my internet was acting crazy. Yes, men are supposed to be those who take the mantle. Men are supposed to be the ones. No, be quiet. Supposed to be the one who would be the stronger of the two sexes and supposed to take on the responsibility of everything. And when they cannot do what they're supposed to, what they feel they should be doing as men, they take their lives. They feel that's the only result because they cannot live up to expectations. They cannot live up to so many things. And I says, yes. Oh my goodness. I heard of him, the businessman, family man. Also said we buried our neighbor on Sunday, a businessman, family man, contractor. Still he got tired of living. May we find a solace which he sought. So true. So true. I'm speaking to you men and the women as well. Don't, please, do not resort to suicide, no matter how difficult life is. You are precious. You are a gift. When we almost there and things are gonna work out for us, when we are almost there, we give up. I thank God that that was not my case. I thank God that that was not the place that I went to. Sometimes when we are almost there, we give up. When we almost at that breaking point where things are going to start working out for us, we give up. In this life, God never said that we're not going to have troubles. We are going to have persecutions. We are going to face trials. We are going to face unfathomable adversities. But through it all, we need to we need to look at the small blessings that we have, that God gives us. Waking up every morning is a treasure. It is a gift because there are so many who didn't get that chance. Just yesterday, and that person didn't commit suicide, but just day before yesterday, a good friend of mine, my next door neighbor, the building next to me, they found him dead in his house. And probably he had been there for a couple of days, dead for a couple of days. Life is a precious gift. And what we do with it, and I'm not going to sit here and say life is easy. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend that, none of us are going through stuff, because as long as we are on this earth, as long as we're on this earth, we are going to face problems. And there are some people who are, the word I'm trying to find is there, but it's not coming out of my mouth, who are stronger than others. That's not a word, but that's what it was like. Who are stronger than others. Some people who can handle things better than others. For those of us who can, please, if your friend says, I'm not feeling okay today, I'm not in a right state of mind, start asking questions. Start asking questions. Don't go to bed and say, oh, my friend said they were not feeling. I wonder what was wrong with them. Next thing you wake up in the morning, your friend who said that they were not feeling okay today, you hear your friend is dead because the friend committed suicide. Other person died in their sleep. Guys, we need to look out for each other. Don't feel that it's not going to happen to you or somebody that you love. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you, this life has so much misery. It has so much suffering that sometimes you can't look left, you can't look right. Everywhere you look, there's pain and suffering. But we have to put up a fight to live. We have to put up that fight to stay alive. We have to put up a fight to help each other go through their problems. All of us go through our problems. When you help somebody while you're going through something, that is love. That is strength. That is courage. Okay, guys. Let me tell you. I'm gonna read from a passage. I'm sorry. So, like I was saying, when somebody tells you that they are not feeling well, they want to kill themselves right away, you are going to find help. And if you cannot help that person, you call the suicide hotline. Okay. Now, in St. Lucia, the suicide hotline. I think. Let me see if I can find that slide for you guys. Okay. Where I talk about. Let me see. Hold on. I don't want to see myself. I know I'm pretty. Okay. So, suicide hotline. Okay, is 988. Now, I just had a very sad news today. This gentleman, this judge this former judge I was speaking to, he told me under USA Today, there's this person who called the suicide hotline to say that they were feeling sick and they wanted to commit suicide, and I don't know if the person brushed them off, or they asked them to do so. I can remember the entire story, but the next thing you know, that person was dead by suicide. And that angered me a whole lot because I'm going, here I am advocating for people to call 988 when they're thinking of suicide, and you call the 98 and you call the suicide hotline, and they will send you other place instead of trying to help you. And that's sad. That really angered me a whole lot today. That's what it's there for. I'm going to call them up though. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna call them up and ask, why is it that somebody called the suicide and crisis hotline to get help for suicide, the suicidal thoughts, and you the next day you hear them dead by suicide? That don't make no sense to me. So, but yet still, the suicide hotline is 988 in America. Okay, and let me see if I can find the one for St. Lucia for you guys, because 988 in St. Lucia in America, and let me see if I can find the suicide hotline for St. Lucia. I don't think I have it. Okay. Well, the suicide hotline for St. Lucia is 203. St. Lucians, Caribbean people, we are not immune. And I'm going to say it again. We are not immune to mental illness. We are not immune to suicide. We are not immune. A lot of people brush off mental illness because if they think it's a taboo. We are not immune. Men, women, children, we are not immune. Like I just said earlier, this life is full of stresses. It's full of sadness. It's full of heartaches. You find people killing people left to right. People going through their own struggles. They have it all, but they still don't find, like Asha said, they don't find the will to live. They get tired of living because life is so stressful. What do? We find the strength and the courage to keep living. We find the strength and the courage to keep living. And I'm thankful every day for my life. I'm thankful every day that somebody spoke to me. Somebody asked me, Cindy, how you were doing. My little boy was there to bust out laughing because I found value as a mother. I saw that I would be hurting my children. I found purpose. And that doesn't mean you have to go through this to find purpose. But through the experiences of others, find purpose. Find ways to help other people through this stuff, because some people just can't go through it. And they just need somebody to show that they care. They need somebody to show that I am there for you, okay? Even for a little bit for them to get off their feet. They need somebody to do that for them, okay? And be that person for another person. Let's be a voice for another person. Be of help, of assistance for another person. You may not be able to provide monetarily, but you can do for that person. Call for help. One or two people, your elders in your congregation, the people in your church, call for help. I find what is very soothing to me sometimes is when I find people going through stuff, I read some passages from the Bible. Yes, I'm spiritual. I'm a Christian. You doesn't know that? Okay. Yes. Find passages in the Bible. That helps a lot. Sometimes I go through a little bit of depression myself, even if I've been through that, and I'm encouraging, I'm advocating for these things, mental illness, domestic violence, all of these things. But I still go through my bouts of depression. But will I ever let it lead me to the point where I feel so worthless that I'm going to take my life? No. I am not here to take from anybody. I'm here to give back. And if all that I can give back are my words of encouragement, to empower, to motivate, to inspire, to help lift other people up, to help them see the value in who they are as people, then that's just what I'm going to do. And if you agree with me, put yes, I agree in the chat. Now, sometimes people under the influence of alcohol and they say things, so and they try to overdose themselves of overdose themselves on different substances, like I tried. Okay, so try to find that out. And if you need help in talking to that person, try to tell a family member or friend right away. Pick right nowadays technology so advanced. Pick up a phone and say, hey, listen, I know you related to this person, but this person is talking about committing suicide. Even if just can you come and talk, give some the person that encouragement, and that goes a long way. You can get help from a trained professional. Like I said, call the suicide hotline. Although they messed up, but still, one person messes up, that doesn't mean the entire organization messes up. Okay, so that's important. And you can always urge them. If they don't want you to do it for them, you can always urge them. Talk into them powers, talk into them um encouragement, build them up, and get them to a place in their head that they can get up and say, I need help, and I'm going to commit. And I'm going to commit to calling the suicide helpline. Children, as well as adults, face suicide. It is sad to hear the amount of children who have tried to take their lives. Children, our babies. Somebody said on Facebook, greetings, Cindy, blessings, my dear. That is on my Facebook group page. And if you're not on my Facebook group page, I need you guys to get on there and request to get on the page, because I'm gonna start doing a whole lot of stuff on that page. Some private chats and everything and discussions. So get on there. Jennifer, yes. She said I agree. Yes, sweetheart. Has any of you lost a family member because of suicide? How did it feel? How did it feel? And I know that's a tough question to answer, but yeah. So guys, this is my take tonight. This is my take tonight. Now, whenever you're talking to somebody who is contemplating suicide, like my friend did for me, be mindful of the person's feelings. Don't talk down to them and say, why you want to do that? Da, 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 da. Some people go at you like that. Okay? That's going to make the situation worse. That is going to make the situation so much more dire. You have to be respectful. You have to speak in a calm and tone, sorry, calm and mild voice. Okay? Don't be critical. All right? Just be loving, show kindness, show empathy. And don't ever say, even if they tell you, well, don't tell anybody. No, no. Explain to that person why it is important that you have Uh, why is my? I know next month is going to be the next month is going to be there are going to be so much awarenesses which like is dear to my heart. There's going to be next month is domestic violence awareness month. It is also dwarfism awareness. It is also, let me see, breast cancer awareness. Okay. And there's something else, there is something else. Oh, a topic that we do not, I don't think we touch on enough: pregnancy and child loss. There are so many women who are losing babies because of miscarriages. And these women are having a difficult time coping. They go for postpartum depression. So many women. And the men who are looking forward to these babies are going through their own mental challenges. So I think it is a topic that we need to pay attention to. I have lost a couple of babies. I have a friend of mine who's lost a couple of babies. My daughter-in-law just lost a baby, miscarriages. What about those mothers who carry those children for 9 months or even 7 months and then they end up losing these babies? These are traumatic for people. Have you faced that? So these are all of the subjects we are going to be touching on next month. So I would like you to come back next week, Thursday, so that we could talk about is we're going to start off with domestic violence and we're going to have some amazing guests on the show, guys. I need you to invite your friends, let them come and listen to these topics. We're going to have so many amazing people on here that's going to inspire you, that's going to motivate you, that's going to cause you to look deep within your situation and and see things from different perspectives. Okay. My name is Cindy Placide. I am your kind hostess. I am a poet, author, advocate, guys. I advocate for autism, for mental illness, suicide prevention. I advocate for domestic violence, infancy and pregnancy loss. I am a poet and I love poetry. As a matter of fact, I just released my third book. And my book is entitled What the Skies Told Me. You can visit my website, okay, to get a copy, or you can call me directly. Hey, Cindy, I need a copy. You can also get it on Amazon if that's more convenient for you, okay? But this third book, I'm going to have a book launch, like a small book launch online, so that we could talk about the book and talk about, just get your the feel of the book. But I'm also going to have, I'm planning some amazing, book launches and book signings, around the United States. So I'm hoping that I could be in your neck of the woods and you could grace me with your presence. Okay. And look out for me. I'm excited for what is coming next. I'm excited for, my venture. And I want to be like, if you have any topic that you want me to talk about, I am here to encourage people. I'm here to inspire people. This show I am doing, like I always say, it is not about me. I am just a speck of dust. I am just a channel to help other people. This show is not about me. It's about you. It's about what I can do to help you. It's about what I can do to encourage you. It's about what I can do to motivate you to be the best person that you can be. It's about what I can do for you. It's not about me. So I need you. Who's there? Oh, Neil Saria. Good night, my friend. This is not about me. It's about you and how I can be of service to you. Now, I would love it if I could just put on my come here and say, "Oh my gosh, go and buy my book every day," and that's not what it's about. Being a speaker, being a host for me. I don't know for other people, but it's about giving back what I can give to you. Okay? So, if you find value in what I am saying, share my lives. I'm not even going to tell you share, share, share. If you find value in what I'm saying, in the messages that I'm giving, in the encouragement that I'm giving to you and to other people, share my life. Invite people to my lives. Okay. I will always have interesting topics to talk about because I am about people. I'm about people. I'm about generosity. I'm about showing people that they are not alone. I'm about letting the voices be heard. Those people who don't have a voice and who feel they do not care, they do not have somebody who cares. I'm about that. So invite someone. Neil, are you dancing? Invite someone to my lives, share my lives, okay? And guys, I'm growing my following, so please allow people. I need people to follow me, okay? I need more people to hear my message. So share with your friend. Ask them, hey, go and follow this lady, okay? I'm not asking for much, am I? If I am, tell me, Neil. I don't think I'm asking for much, but like I always say, guys, each one teach one. I am not a professional. I do this out of love and out of concern. I want people to be seen. I want people to be heard, like my poets, like Neil Serrier. I want to know when that book is coming out, Neil. I want people to be seen. I want people to be heard. I'm speaking it, Neil, so you got to make it happen. I want people to be heard. I want their voices to be heard. And I want it to be done in a loving way, in a respectable way that people are not going to be demeaned. I want to give everybody a voice as long as it's not disrespectful. Okay. And it falls into the right standards and categories. Okay. So, guys, let me see if I can find my book. I was trying to find my book, Leo. I was trying to find my book. Yes. Okay. I found it. So, yes. Uh, Neil, what is going on? Yes, Neil, I am putting it out there. You need to yeah, you need to put a book out there. Okay. Yes. So this is my new book, What the Skies Told Me. And I don't know if I should whet your appetite with one of the poems in my book. What the Skies Told Me is very, very powerful. Okay. Very, very powerful. What do you need, Neil? Do you think I should read a poem, just one or half of a poem from my new book? Or should I leave it you all in suspense until you're back? I think I should leave you all in suspense, eh? Okay, no answer. So that means you don't want to hear my poem from the book. Okay, I'm just jumping the gun. Yeah, but guys, this has been amazing. You know what? I'm gonna read a little. I need you to go and get a copy of my book because that book is to empower people. And it's not all about sales. I trust me, I need the money. It's not about the sales, it's about getting people to a right frame of mind. I write to empower. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get the book, guys. Get the book. Okay. I'm sorry. So, uh-oh. Okay, my notebook. So let me see what I can read for you guys. I got the book and my screen is so bad. Okay, so let's see what I can do. Choose a number, Neil. Choose a number, Neil. Choose a number. As anybody else, choose a number, and I'm going to read that poem. Yes, choose a number. I'm waiting. Let me see. I have something in mind, but I want you to choose a number. Neil, I'm waiting for you to choose a number. Okay, let me see this here. Number 3. Okay, number 3. Hmm. I'm going to read. Okay. I'm going to read. I am going to read just one of the verses in number 3. Okay. And it is serenity in each drop. In silence, you were waiting, waiting for the clouds to cluster, waiting for the heat to speak your name, for the skies to open its doors, and for the sun to give you permission. Yes, you were waiting to open up the buckets of your tears and the arms of your calming, the trickle in every drop to pour the thump in your sprinkle. Silently, you were waiting to see if the world would listen, determined to capture their attention. That's all I'm gonna give, Neil. That's all I'm gonna give. It's called Serenity in Every Drop. Guys, this is my book, my third book, What the Skies Told Me. It's a very small book, okay? So go out there on Amazon, and if you want to have a physical copy of the book signed by yours truly, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or call me. Let me know. Thank you, Neil. Serenity in Every Drop. So thank you guys. Neil, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. And the book is about reflections. Reflect on your life. What nature talks to you about. Reflect on the things that you have been through, where they're taking you, and where you allow life to take you. Where you were before, and where you are going now. Where do you see your future? This little, how many pages does my book have? My book have only, let me see. My book has only 50, I think 52 pages. Yeah, 52 pages. But it is a powerhouse. The words are in there. And I think I've gotten better over the years with my poetry. So if you haven't gotten any of my books, 1, 2, 3, and now, guys, I am shipping to St. Lucia. So if you don't have your book, okay, you need to order on my website, and my website is cindyplacide.com. I'm going to write it out here, www.cindyplacide.com. I will be giving away some prizes. You all know I like to give away prizes. This time I'm not going to be, I'm going to make sure that I find, I find sponsors, okay, in St. Lucia, so that people in St. Lucia can get the prizes in St. Lucia. I had a little problem with that the last time I giveaways. So now I'm going to do it differently. But I am shipping to St. Lucia. So guys, get the copy of your book, cindyplacid.com. Listen, guys. Thank you so much for being on Poetry and Perspective with Placide. Next week, we're going to be talking, our very first guest is going to be talking about domestic violence. And her experience is going to blow you away. Her experience is going to blow you away. I just heard just tidbit of her story. And I think every person should know. Men go for domestic violence. Women go for domestic violence. Look out next week. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. And if you know somebody who is facing domestic violence, if you know someone who is going through issues and they thinking of suicide, please call the suicide hotline at 988 in America or in St. Lucia at 203. Until next time, it was a pleasure being here with you. I love you guys. Come back next week. We may have 2 guests next week, one Thursday, one Friday. Okay. So, but I'm going to post everything this week so that you could see. And I'm going to try my best. I'm so, you know, tight with work, but I'm going to try my best to post it during the weekend so you could see who you could see who's coming the next week. I'm gonna try to do better with that, okay? And I'm gonna try to do better with my time. I love you, risers. You are amazing. Find value in who you are as a person. Let your voice be heard. Never ever let failure be your finality. No tap outs. If you fall down, make sure to land on your back, because if you can get up, if you can look up, you can get up. Have a good night. I love you. This is Cindy Placid. Thank you for watching Poetry and Perspective with Placid. And to my viewers, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your comments. I love you.